Good morning, everyone. How are we? Sorry, this seems to have been a bit of a disaster. I just thought I'd drop in. I've been trying to get on from this morning, but there seems to be an issue with regards to my. So there seems to be an issue with regards to the internet where I live. Obviously living out in the country, you sort of get. Just need to fix that camera. Obviously living out in the country where I am, your internet access isn't great. So 2 days in a row, I've had really poor internet access. So I thought we'd try it in the morning. And now it says my stream health is excellent. So folks, don't forget to say hello. Let me know where you're from. Just drop in and say me a line. We're going to make traditional bangers and mash here this morning. So I'll just give it another second or two, and then we'll go from there. So hopefully everybody's having a nice morning. Hopefully we're enjoying it. But as they say, first coffee, because you can't do a morning show without having some coffee. So I'm just wondering, am I in frame? Like, hold on. Yeah, internet messing about. Let me see. Hopefully that'll make it a bit. Yeah, that's a bit better now. So, how are we, folks? How are we having a good day? Don't be afraid to drop me a message. Let me know where you're from. Like I said, but first we have to have our coffee. So, we'll start off and we'll do some potatoes. Just peeled and boiled. Just order to keep them so that they don't go black. So we'll just put over there. This is my webcam, so it's probably a bit less quality. But we're just going to cut these potatoes into small pieces. That's good. And they're not like stuck all over the place. So this is a bit of a disaster. We'll just cut them into small pieces, and then we'll put them into the pan, and we'll just let them steam. Some people like to boil their potatoes. I like to steam mine. I think it gives the mash a bit flourier. So and then we're going to use good quality pork sausages. I have pork leek, but I'll show you them in a second. Any good quality butcher sausages are the best to use. Try not to use frankfurters or hot dog sausages. They don't get the same flavour. The smokiness of the other sausages don't really work in this dish. So again, folks, don't be afraid to drop me a line. Let me know where you're from. Say hello. Join in if you want. If you're preferred, I'm thinking of doing cook-alongs where I send you the ingredients the week before. We do the cook-along together on Zoom or even on OBS, so that we can all join in. So if that's something you'd be interested in, don't be afraid to say, and we can something we can look at. So I'm just putting some hot water into the pan. Onto the boil, and we'll just pop the potatoes into. I'm doing the potatoes first because they probably take. Those on the onion gravy probably takes the longest. But again, the smaller you cut your potatoes, the quicker they'll steam. And then obviously we're in with good traditional Irish butter and with some salt and pepper and some milk. So there's your potatoes. Now they'll take somewhere waiting of about 15 minutes just to steam. Just like this. So that's our potatoes done. Just get that over. And now we're ready to go again. Hey folks, hopefully you enjoy my videos, hopefully you enjoy my live streams. Don't be afraid to come along and join in, say, drop me some messages, things like that, and we can take it from there. So we have our pan. And to that, I'm just going to add some rapeseed oil. Pint oil will do. Wrong one. Just put in a little bit of oil. You can see as I lift it up, the oil starting to shimmer. And then we'll put just good quality pork sausages. Don't be using any frankfurters or anything like that. You don't put sausages in, and we're just going to fry them off. Hopefully you can hear them just start to sizzle. So there's your sausages in the pan. I'm just going to let those cook for 3 or 4 minutes, and then we'll turn them over and we'll cook the other side of them. So while our sausages are cooking, we're going to cook some onions. As I say, folks, this camera is my sort of Logitech webcam, so it's the quality probably not as good, but hopefully it'll liven up a bit. So we take our onion and we're just going to slice it. I have used a white onion and a red onion. Folks, for chopping, just in case you've never done it before, curl your fingers in behind your blade, hold your knife as such, 2 fingers on the stub, and then in, and just slice it across. Using your fingers as a guide and keeping your thumb to the back so you don't slice your hand. I was telling people to do this the other week, and what I do, I wasn't watching what I was doing, so I sliced the top of my thumb. We all have accidents even. So, that's our onion chop. We have our good quality beef stock here, which we're obviously going to make the gravy with. I like to use a little bit of sugar when we caramelize onions, and we'll go and have a wee look at the sausages. Turn over. As you can see, 2 or 3 minutes in there, and they're just starting to brown up. You think I'd never done this before? It's worse. It's so much worse doing it on live stream than it is doing it whenever you're cooking for a video. Because when you're cooking for a video, obviously you can hide your mistakes. When you're doing it on live stream, you obviously can't hide your mistakes. Folks, can you tell me, am I getting any sound? Someone drop me a message and say, "Good morning, Cookie Sazzy's Way. How are you?" Just get through. Yep. So, as I said, we have our sausages on. We have our onions cut. Pardon me. I have the gravy made. Obviously, the better quality stock that you make. I have the gravy made. I'm going to make the onion gravy in a few minutes. So we're going to cook these sausages off. I already have the potatoes on to boil it or on to steam at the back. As I say, some people like to do theirs, boil their potatoes, which is good. Thank you very much, Sazzy. That's what I was worried about. Some people like to boil their potatoes. I like to steam mine. I find it gives a fluffier mash. The potatoes aren't as wet, and you're not really having to dry them off. So our sausages are on, our onions are cut. And what we're going to do with the sausages now, once we get them browned, is I'm just going to throw them in the air fryer for a few minutes just to keep them warm. I'm not going to cook them through. And we'll just pop them into the air fryer and we'll let them just warm up. Keep them warm because the gravy takes about 10 minutes to make, the onion. And a little sugar, or some brown sugar, sorry, a little bit of flour and some stock, and then it will make the gravy thicker. So those are fairly brown. I'm just going to pop them. I think everybody are new everybody now has an air fryer. It seems to be the invention of the 2023 or 2022. Everybody seems to be air frying everything. Um, we'll use the same pan because that's where the flavour is, and we're just going to pop the onion in. And I'll just change the screen. Just drop the onion in. Break it up, and we'll season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. Not too much because obviously there'll be salt in the stock. So, sound going in and out. Okay. Would that be better now? I've moved it closer to my mouth, hopefully. So just get the onions in there. We're going to put them onto a medium-high heat, and we're just going to let them caramelize for 2 or 3 minutes. As I say, I've already salted and peppered them. I have sausages fried off. I have those in the back on the go, and hopefully then we can take it from there. So this is the worst bit about trying to cook on live, because you're having to give yourself sort of time to talk in between when everything's cooking. Hopefully I don't bore too many people. So let me know where you're from, folks. Don't be afraid to say hello. As I say, live streams are totally different than doing it on video because you're doing it in the moment. But look, that's what it's all about. Folks, like I said earlier on, I'm thinking of doing live streams as for private people, sort of setting up an email list and getting some people in there and just doing a cook along with them. I'll send you the ingredients maybe 3 or 4 days before, and we'll go on, we can cook along. So I'm wondering if anybody would be interested in that as a way of means to keep. Now, as you can see, the onions are starting to sort of take on the flavour. We'll let them cook for another minute or two, as we'll add a little bit of brown sugar to them. And we will let them caramelize. So just once your onions are slightly soft, because remember you're going to thicken them, and you're going to put some gravy in with them, so they'll cook for another few minutes anyway. So that's about it at the minute. Yeah, so like I said, I'll put some Worcester sauce in. Vinegar. So we'll go with Worcester sauce, balsamic vinegar, gravy, a little bit of brown sugar. We'll give this another minute or two, and then I'm going to finely chop a clove of garlic. We'll put the clove of garlic in. I don't put the garlic in too soon. Manchester. Oh, I hope you're not a United supporter, because I'm one of those Liverpool fans, you know, like sort of like with the and all on, you know. So and I hope that hasn't made you click off either. So, folks, I'm just going to finely chop a clove of garlic, and then we'll pop it in. As I say, I don't put my garlic in too soon because garlic goes quite bitter, and I don't really. You don't really want bitter garlic in your gravy. So we'll just go in with the garlic pieces. Here we'll that. So we'll just now, as you can see, the onions are starting to soften down. So now we're going to add about a tablespoonful and a half of brown sugar. Now you can use white sugar. I just think that brown sugar gives it a better colour. Or you can use sweetener. Or if you're not in a hurry, what you can do is you can boil these down for 15 or 20 minutes, and they'll take on that flavour. But I find that if you're speeding it up and you're trying to do it a little bit quicker, then put your brown sugar, splash of balsamic vinegar, Hey, none of that out bad talk now. It's too early on a Thursday morning for bad talk about Manchester United. It even breaks my heart to say the name. A little bit of a dash of Worcestershire sauce. Again, we'll give that a stir around. They're starting to take on a little bit more colour, and they'll be slightly softer. We'll just check the potatoes. Try and wipe the garlic off. Thanks, no problem, Sazzy. Thanks very much. Hopefully you'll drop in later on and see the end of it. It'll be obviously on YouTube, so drop in, just watch the end of it later. And thanks very much for coming in. It was a pleasure to have you. So the onions are on. We have just warm, our sausages just keep them warm in the air fryer. We have our gravy onions on cooking. The easy bit. Look, this is of a traditional, well, in Ireland it's very, very, very popular. And we would eat this every 10 days or so. So, like I say, it is a dish that goes down really well. If you go to a restaurant or anything like that in Ireland, it's on most of the menus because it's so popular. But like I said, we use burger sauce or butcher sausages. We don't use sausages. We don't use frankfurters or anything like that. We use sausages that are from. Let me see. Just check this. Okay. So, like I said, we use sausages from the butchers. We don't use frankfurters or anything like that there because they just don't give you the same texture. They don't give you the same flavor. And they're obviously just, to be honest, not really for frankers and mash. So now the onions are taking on some. I don't know. So, like I said, the onions are taking on some flavors. So now we're just going to add a spoonful of flour to them. The flour flavour. This will help thicken the gravy. Like I said, make sure you cook it off because the last thing you want is the flavour of flour in your gravy. So it takes about a minute to cook this off. Just constantly moving it around, and then once we add, we'll give it another minute or two afterwards, and then we'll add the stock. Like stock is the same, folks. Try and use the best quality stock you can. Obviously, homemade is best, but people don't have time for. Thank you very much for sharing it, Sazzy. It's awful nice of you. It's nice when people think that your work's okay that you can share it. So back to good quality stock. The better quality stock that you use, to be honest, gravy will be. I again make my own, but if you want to use a stock cube, that's fine. Or you can put a little bit of Bisto in it, or Oxo, or you can even season it up with a little bit of Bovril, which will give you let me see, we'll show that, won't we? Sure. So now we're going to add the stock. Just a little bit at a time. Don't be going in because of the flour. You don't want it going slightly lumpy, so you'll add it a little bit at a time. And again, take the bottom of the pan, the frying juices is called the fond. So give it a nice little stir around. Make sure you're taking the juices off the bottom. You want all the flavour in the onion gravy. There you go. And now, as I say, the gravy's made. The potatoes are steaming. Now the gravy's. So we'll let that simmer for 5 or 6 minutes, and then that'll thicken up, and it'll just be the way you want it. So, folks, I just got a message there. Thank you for your support. I'm glad to see everybody's in watching me. It is, as I say, an extremely. It's something I'm used to doing with regards to, because I work in hotels and I do classes and things like that there. But at the minute, doing it live on camera, it's different because you're not getting much feedback. So, folks, again, don't be afraid to send some feedback into me. Let me know what you think I can improve, what I should work on, because obviously it all helps. So, like I say, don't be afraid to drop me some feedback. Let me know if there's anything you want me to make. At the minute, we have gravy on, the potatoes on. Let's have a look at the sausage. So, I'll just. As you can see, our sausages are nice and browned. I'll change the camera. Our sausages are nearly done. I'll just check them with the meat thermometer. Probably pop them back in and let them just stay warm for a little bit longer. So I'll just slide that over there, as you can see. So, I really should be wearing oven gloves because the heat's coming through. Like I said, sorry, I'll just check those. Now, obviously, you want them to be above 75 degrees centigrade, because anything below that there is not really cooked. Yep. These are just about perfect. So we'll just pop them back in to keep them warm. We'll just put our gravy and our potatoes. We'll just show you the onion. The gravy starting to thicken up. So as you can see, the gravy's just starting to boil. The flour will start to take in a few minutes, and it will thicken up and just go nice and golden. And so we're back over. We'll just check the potatoes. Just another minute or two, and then we'll put some butter and some milk into them, and we just mash them up. Just plain milk, and we use Kerrygold butter because that's just about the best butter that there is. So it's about a spoonful of. Seeing what I'm doing. So it's about a tablespoonful and a half of butter. We'll add some salt and some pepper, and then we'll add the milk. We'll just mash them down. So as I say, the gravy is starting to thicken. Potatoes are done. Sausages are in the air fryer. It's just a question now of draining off and mashing up. So just give me one. So, as you can see, our potatoes are cooked through, nice and soft. And now we're just going to, let me see, a knob of butter. Like I say, Kerrygold butter. Take a spoon, first of all, and we'll just stir that in and let the butter melt for a second or two. As you can see, these potatoes are that well cooked. They're just breaking up with the, I don't even, probably wouldn't even need to mash them. They're just breaking up with the spoon going through them. So, now we'll add a little bit of milk. Again, add a little at a time, because if you add too much, you can't take it out. But you can also be creamy, but not creamy to the extent where they're wet. Pardon the banging, folks, but as I say, a touch more milk. Really ready to plate. I would say another 5 minutes or so and everything will be done. Just check that gravy. Yep, the gravy's just thickening up. As you can see, the potatoes are nice and soft. I'll just get the spoon, and so they're just perfectly mashed. Like I said, I could have done it with a spoon, but obviously the masher's slightly quicker. So we'll have a look at the gravy, which is nice and thick. You probably can't because of the steam. Hold on. So what we'll do now is we'll just add a little bit of salt to our potatoes. A little bit of, now I like to use cracked black pepper. It does give the potatoes a little sprinkling of pepper. But if you want to use white pepper or ground black pepper, you can. So like I said, folks, don't be afraid to be heavier on the salt. Just get a spoon of milk, just this. Because whenever you're steaming the potatoes, you didn't put salt in the water. No, I need a lot more salt. And a little bit more pepper. Pardon me. Just give that a quick mix. And another little taste. Yep. So they're done. And our gravy stick. Just get a plate. Right, we'll just plate this up. So if I go, let me see, here. Let me put this on. So folks, just go in with some of our potato. And then we'll go with a couple of sausages. And then we'll take a spoon. And we'll just go over the top with the thick onion gravy. Now, folks, there you have bangers and mash cooked Irish style. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. This will be my lunch as such because it's 20 to 11. Like I said, thank you very much for joining me. Don't be afraid to drop me a comment, let me know what you think, and join in my live streams. I'll have one again on Friday morning, tomorrow morning. So, like I say, thank you very much for joining me. I hope to see you again, and have a good day.